Hello everyone, Attack Power here with Game 2 between Hypokrass and Mimile in the Kingdom of Steel Round 1 tournament. Let's dive right in here to Slutsk West. And on the left, in the red, we have Hypokrass playing CIABG on balanced income. And on the right, in the blue, we have Mimile playing Panzerverband Strachwitz on V4 victory. Wow, so what a matchup here. CIABG, of course, we've seen a lot of this division. This division is quite strong, high A tier, perhaps even S tier for some people. Tons and tons of infantry spam, an obscene amount of infantry spam. You get Cromwells for days, including the Cromwell 7 with its up armor. Hypokrass here bringing his Fireflies in phase C and plenty of Cromwells as well. 2 C phase cards of Fusiliers, so means he has 121 infantry. That is crazy. Plenty of Cromwell 8s, which are the long range, the 2K HE units, along with the Cromwell 6s, which is even more HE units. Then he's got 3 cards of 17 pounders, so 12 17 pounders. He will definitely not run out of those. And then 2 C-phase cards of his 95 mils, or 94 mil, excuse me, which is a really strong AT weapon as well, and lots of 182 mil artillery. So quite the setup here for him. On the other side, Panzerverband, a division we very rarely see, a D-tier division in this tournament, so considered quite bad. But Mimile piloting it here on Slutsk West, probably one of the better maps for it. You don't need as much infantry, so your big weakness is a little less intense. Very light recon, although you get the Erkundungs. I'm sorry, for some reason that word I'm just struggling with. Really strong recon squad, though. You get 6 in A, which is really cool. Your infantry tab is your infantry tab. It's a serious struggle, but you do get Pioneer SVTs, which are Sappers, which are better than normal Pioneers, which is good. Then you get your tank tab, which is, you know, like the big point of this whole division. Lots of Panzer II Luxes. You get Panzer 4Gs, Panthers, and T-34-85s. You also get Panzer 3s, but he's not running those here. So it's kind of sad not to see those little dinky tanks running around. Oh, and Tigers as well. Support tab. The interesting about this support tab is the SDKZ 251/9D. Really good support half track at the beginning of the game. And then AT tab, just a Shug 3 and a Pack 40. AA tab, a little underwhelming with the Flak 36 and an SDKZ 71. RD tab, he's just playing the 81 mortar and the Werfrahmen, and the air tab quite strong with 2 cards of JU-87s, tank busters, and the DO-217 big bomber in C phase. But the match is off. Here we go. We have an AR-196 recon plane early, 2 of them actually to be precise, although neither of them going for any cheeky bombing strikes. But in response, Hippo already has 2 Crusader AAs out to counter that. It looks like he will block that quite fine, despite the fact that Mimile was not going for any sort of cheese start. It does give him a lot of information. Although this AR might get away. May get away. This one definitely won't. It's already fallen back. So definitely interesting. And if you guys enjoy this Steel Division 2 content, please hit that like button and consider subscribing for more ST2 content. And check out that Patreon down below if you love the channel and really want to support. Thanks a bunch. Here in A phase, all Mimile has are Panzer Grenadiers, MG34s for infantry, along with his Erkundungs, you know, which are good infantry, but certainly not holding the line themselves. Hippo looking a little bit aggressive, going for this flag here, this forest here, quite key. Slutsk West, to talk about it really quick, is a terrible map, completely unbalanced and totally unfair. I have no other way to describe it. Red is totally boned on this map. It's so much harder to capture blue flags. Blue just has to push the front line a tiny bit to capture these red flags. We've seen a number of matches on this map this year. I'm not sure why, to be honest with you. In the Kingdom of Steel tournament, one player just straight up picks a map. There's no banning process. There's nothing like that. Panzer II Lukes sneaking around, but the Cromwell 5 finding it and killing it, one-shotting. Ouch. Very unfortunate. The Panther A is on the hill. This is his only Panther in phase A and B. So he needs to make a lot of use of this unit here. Not that he could really afford it in B phase, because it's V for victory. V for victory versus balance is beautiful. I love it. It's a long game without it being, like, annoyingly mirror income. Beautiful. Beautiful. ARs all over the place, although their effect so far has been severely limited. They've done little to nothing because of the Crusader AAs blocking everything. Hippo does capture the one flag on the map that Red can kind of easily capture, this northern one, though infantry already coming to counter that. And Mimile's already negating that by easy capturing this middle flag here. CIABG, kind of an odd choice for this map. It does, I mean, it's got everything. It's got tons of 2K stuff. So I guess it's not as odd as it looks. It's just not my first reaction for a division for this map. There are many others, although if his pool of divisions doesn't include those, then it makes sense. But there are so many other divisions. Panzer 4 versus Cromwell 5. Panzer 4 gets the first shot. Ooh, Erkundung's grenade kills that. Panzer 4 can now retarget on the other Cromwell 5. Gets the first pen. And a bounce! Oh my goodness! Oh no! Hippo getting completely RNG boned there. Oh, there's really no reason for it to bounce at this range, especially the Panzer 4G, which has 10 millimeters less armor even than the Panzer 4H. Oh my god, that was bad. Ooh. But Hippo currently on a 13-11, and Mimile technically needs to be the one at an advantage here in A, because he will have a big disadvantage in B. There's no question of that. Zanista pinned up here. This is really the only good infantry unit in this division. The other infantry units are good just by their merit of being dirt cheap, but these are actually good units. One card of those, bringing them in A, and he's got 9 of them to work with. So Hippo has 9 of those for us again. Everything else is 20 or 15 point chaff. Complete garbage. Which is a quality all its own, I suppose. Now, the Cromwell's dying down south here really actually breaks Hippo's back pretty bad. The thing is, your infantry are terrible, so they cannot push at all. Like, they can't, like, do anything on their own. What they rely on is the support from all the Cromwells and things to get ground, and then just kind of sit there being chunky and annoying. But since he's lost all the Cromwells and armor here, he actually has no pushing power, and he's kind of lost all his ability to push forward. Like, simply this Panzer IV is plenty enough to hold everything off. Now, there's a 17-pounder chilling out here, and that's going to prevent any, like, straight down the road attacks. But nothing more than that. Zanista Erkundung's winning out here. Zanista hopping out in time. M3 half track getting into the back lines here. Only has a 30 cal though, definitely not as dangerous. Although Zanista coming in with the half tracks means this Erkundung cannot unload it forcibly. SDKFZ kind of out of position here actually. Very rare to see that. Pantrack does take out that half track. AR coming in for a bombing run on the Fusiliers. Will not get through that Crusader AA. Crusader AA, a very effective AA piece. And it's very good. It's only 60 points. It's a double cannon, so it fires pretty fast. It can definitely suppress things before, you know, lighter stuff before it can bomb. AR actually goes down with the Crusader AA here. There's 2 in now, so 2 will definitely do the job quite well. I would take Crusader AA definitely over, like, German 20 mils any day of the week. SDKFZ goes down to the Stuart there, cannot overcome. And Hypokrass actually on the 13-11 here, very impressive. Because again, getting a 13-11 on this map for the red side is it's a feat. Let me tell you what. We did see Mimile won game 1, so we're kind of rooting for Hippo here so we can see a game 3 between these two power players. Mortar going after that Crusader AA. And the other nice thing about the Crusader AA, it has very high health. It actually has 10 HP, which means it can take a hit from a tank without dying. Also means it's very difficult to kill with mortars. A horde of SDKFZs coming in here. Nice. Up north, though, Mimile getting overwhelmed completely. Really nice play from him. This is really important that he does grab all this flag up here. It's the easiest one for him to get. Although he now lost this flag here, bringing it back to 12-12 because this flag in the center here is being easy capped by Mimile right now. A horde of troops coming in. Still have 4 minutes left, or 3 minutes left here of A phase income. 17-pounder misses its easy transport kill. Definitely Hippo getting the short end of the stick here on RNG so far. Anyone more going for the smoke on the 17-pounder instead of just, like, direct hitting it? Maybe he just didn't know exactly where it happened, so he's throwing down smoke instead. Not sure. Cromwell's, though, finding some SDKFZs out in the open. Mimile in a bit of trouble here. Those SDKZs are great for support, but they are not good for fighting tanks. They can, but they're not good at it. Do get a pen, though. Will they get another? Wow, okay, so 2 SDKZs for 1 Cromwell. Not amazing, but, I mean, better than I was expecting it to be. MG42 goes down, leader falling back. Emil has his leader deployed as well. Up north, a pretty strong armored push coming in to try to recapture this flag up north from Emil. Churchill 7 in. These are going to be brick walls. They have a lot of armor. 150 millimeters of armor. The only thing that can kill them is the Panther. Actually, in A phase, the only thing that can kill them at all is the Panther. And a Ju-87 as well could also do the job, but that's it. So, the Cromwell's dead again. Dying to the SDK of Zeds, it appears. Wow, go SDK of Zeds. Which means the south is kind of wide open here. If this Churchill 7 goes down, it really is wide open. AR and Ju-87 coming in. These are some of the best AT planes in the game. Relatively fast, have a good penetration at 140 millimeters of pen. Not enough to pen that 150 millimeters, but still. Forces it off, does some good damage. Can't see it. There it is. Oh, those slow Churchills. AR going after the Spitfire. Spitfire going after the Ju-87. I think it's going to catch it. And down the Ju-87 goes, which means there's no more... Wow, the Spitfire died in return, so not the worst thing ever. But the Ju-87, he only had 1 in A, and the rest don't come till C phase, which means he has no more of those until C phase. Meaning he has to survive B phase without his AT air support. But right now, Mimile on a 1311, which is where he needs to be. Focke-Wulf finding the 17-pounder. Focke-Wulf's fantastically strong against ground targets. One of the only fighters left that actually does a lot of damage against ground targets. Churchill 7 goes down to the Pak-40, finding a side shot there. Mortar going after the 17-pounder. Will it pick up the kill? Ooh, feels like that should have killed it. Focke-Wulf's going to do the job itself. Finishing that off. Another Churchill 7 rolling on in. They're coming all over the map, actually. Looks like Hippo's plan, I guess, is to, like, kind of create a wall of Churchill 7s. Because, again, Mimile doesn't really have a way to kill those until he gets those Panthers in. But Mimile cracking open the southern flank here of Hippo. Focke-Wulf coming in. Getting that strafe on those converted gunners. The thing is, Mimile's got to work through all these chunky junk infantry squads. Nothing in the center here. Hippo missing a big opportunity to really make some open ground here. Of course, he doesn't know that. We have the God Vision, but I'm surprised this isn't... This is where I would want to fight if I were him. These tighter areas. Up north, definitely. Down here. Panzer II moving in. These are lovely little units. Super fun to use, very effective, pretty cheap. Just very strong overall. Not many divisions have them, but they are fun. Yep, easily wiping that out. Infantry down south, finally killing off those CIABG units. We'll get wiped out by the 251 out in the open. And currently a 15-9 for Mimile. He is at the zenith of his V for Victory income advantage. But now it's kind of like Maverick, where Hypokrass has a 400-point advantage by the end of B phase. It's actually not 400 points. He has 400 more points than Mimile in B phase, but Mimile had 250 extra in A phase, which means it balances out to a 150-point difference. Technically, the balanced player has more points at the end of the game. At the very end of the game, it balances out. But really, that means you get a longer time with more points. The thing is, though, getting the 250 extra points in A I think is a lot more significant than the 400 extra points in B. Because you get to grab early strong positions and such, similar to what Mimile's doing right here. Grabbing a couple of these really strong forest patches that now Hippo has to push back through. Cromwell 5 misses its shot. 251 lands it. It's going to get the first shot off. Kills the Cromwell 5. What a kill there. Couldn't ask for more. 17-pounder fighting that Panther A. Panther A committed to this fight, it appears. Mimile has not reacted. Now he's backing up. Yeah, you don't want that. He can't lose this Panther A. He needs it. Ooh, takes a pen, though. Took him too long to react. He's no other way to really kill these Churchill 7s. Not only that, any of the HE Cromwells are going to be an issue, too. Panzer IV goes down to the Churchill. Nice kill there. Cromwell 7 going to find that SDK of Z. That's going to go down here. Finally, that 251 gets killed off as well. Pack 40 being pushed out in the open. Pretty aggressive there. We do see a Commandant in now for Mimile. Looking for that sweet, sweet veterancy. Panzerverband getting wiped out there. Cromwell being caught out by the Panther. He would definitely like that kill. Get rid of those eyes on the recon. Gets a transmission damage. Slows that Cromwell down. And down it goes. Nice kill there. 17-pounder, though. Finding the Panther misses its first shot. Oh, where's the laser? 17-pounder Hippo needs so bad. Wow. Hippo is not catching a break. He really has not. Anyone with mortar finding that 17-pounder. Definitely his best response to those. Churchill 7 takes a pen from the Panther A there. And goes down. Ooh, rough loss there for Hippo. He really needs those to kind of like block out any medium tanks and such. Here comes the Cromwell 6s though, the 2K HE. Yeah, like here. Panzer IV, no chance against this Churchill 7 at all. Wait, did it just get a pen? I think it did. What the heck? I'd open my big mouth. You know how it works. Attack power says it can't be done. Boom, it happens. Cromwell takes a pen from the Panther there. Little line of sight. Pack 40, very cheeky spot there. Mortar continue to try to hunt those 17-pounders down. Not that Hippo's going to run out. He's got 12. So it's going to be a while. Mimile currently on a 14-10. Really counter push Hippo quite well. Not that Hippo was playing poorly, just a couple rough trades there at the beginning. Cromwell's getting very unlucky. The SDKFZ's getting very lucky. I mean, Mimile has definitely had luck on his side here. Cromwell 6 is deploying on the hill here. We have 3 of them, along with 17-pounder. This Panzerverband has snuck all the way into this forest here, allowing for a lot of flag pressure. Beaufort's getting caught out by the Panzerverband. Now, this is an MG4. If this was an actual Panzerverband, I would say this Beaufort's was dead, but the MG34 puts out a lot less damage. It's easy to underappreciate how big a difference in damage they do. It's quite significant. Up north, Panzer IV moving in. Has no chance against that Churchill 7 and goes down immediately. Infantry dies as well. So Mimile's push here getting absolutely crushed. AR forced off easily. Panzerverband decides to commit to try to kill that 17-pounder. It's out of MG ammo, though. And now the Cromwell's finding it and going to crush that really quickly. And finally that flag flips back to Hippo, and he should get a 1311 here. And there it is. He has this flag here as well. Both players in an awkward spot. He can't move the Panzer IV out because of the Churchill 7. And Hippo can't really move this half-track out because of the Panzer IV. Ha ha ha. Catch 22. B phase is ending soon, though, and both players will have access to their maximum income. Panther A poking back out. He's decided he's willing to risk it again. I mean, C phase is coming, which means he'll have access to more Panthers and the Tigers as well, so it's not that risky, I guess. Zanista, though, getting found. Getting crushed by all the machine guns. Churchill 7 crawling forward. Up north, Zanista engaging outside of 100-meter range, out of cover, so a little mistake here by Hippo. That is the issue with not using auto cover. I'm not saying you should. Most pros don't, but I'm a fan of it personally. You can just turn it off in-game if you really don't want it in that moment. Flag flips, though, back to a 12-12 here from Mimile. The map definitely helping out Mimile a lot here. This map's terrible. I actually like it from a terrain aspect. It's different. It's unique. There's not a lot of maps that actually like force you to use this much armor and stuff. But the flag layout is beyond horrendous, and we all know it. And yes, I know everyone's going to hop into the comments now and be like, why are they making new divs instead of making a new map? Making new maps takes a lot more time, effort, and energy. Don't even think they have the staff for it right now. Making new divisions is easy. And us suckers for this game will keep paying for the new divisions anyway. New maps don't really make new money because they got to kind of provide them to everybody. So they make no money doing maps, and they're very time intensive. I agree. It's annoying as heck. And I hate it. Stuart and Churchill 7 up here, though. Definitely going to be hard to get through. Especially because Panzerverband, there's not a lot of infantry with AT, just the Panzergrens. Panzer Grenadiers easily able to hold off these infantry. Converter RAF, they're disheartened, so they're not great. They do actually have a Vickers LMG here. That is an okay LMG. It's not amazing, but it's fine. 17-pounder, finally getting in position to find that Panzer IV. Gets a sight damage. And the Mimile has not noticed yet, so that Panzer IV would definitely go down here. Oh, wow. Jeez. Cheese and crackers is like watching myself play. Nothing can hit. There we go. Up north, Stuart moves to get that SDKFZ to relieve the pressure on the flag here. Down it goes. Churchill 7 moving forward. Not a huge fan of this. It allows random tanks and stuff to poke out and get it. Luke's opening up. Not that it has any chance. And down it goes immediately. And we do see some big arty coming in here right at the end of B phase. Some 155s coming in. Those are some big guns, but they don't have radio right now, which means they're not going to be very accurate. T-34 getting hit by the Cromwell 6. It's not going to do much, but certainly does damage after a bit. Panther A being targeted by that 17-pounder. I'm not sure if Mimile noticed. He did. He is going to get out, keeping that Panther alive all the way to C phase. Now he has access to lots of heavy tanks, such as the Tiger here. We all love a zoom in of the Tiger. There it is. Nice. Let's see some of those big guns over here from CIABG. Fun. It's gonna fire. Shoot. I command you. Whoa, nice. T-34 taking a lot of damage actually from these 2K range units, and the Firefly now in gets shot off, lands the hit and kills it. Finally, Hippo getting a break there in terms of luck. Verframen strike kind of just add some tanks here. Not a huge fan of this. These are fast tanks as well. So they're moving as one would expect they would. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Werframens. They're too short. The range is just too short. And then they're always firing at max range, which means they like aren't very accurate at all and they miss. I really don't think they're good. In terms of big exploding rocket artillery, it's the worst piece in my opinion. So much so that I really often don't take them. I was actually just playing this division on stream, and I took the Werframens out. I played Mimile's deck. Took the Werframens out and replaced them with the Panzerverband instead. So I just don't think they're good. Now into C phase, both players with their maximum income, and let the CIABG spam waves begin, and let the heavy tanks flow out of Panzerverband. Artillery coming down, nice placement there on these little patches of forest. He can just kind of walk him back with his arty. It's like one by one. SDK's at 251/17D here. That's a fun unit. AA half track. Fighting some infantry. This thing can definitely tear through some infantry. Cromwell 7 though, gonna find it. Mimile has not reacted and will lose his AA piece there. Not that's a very good one, but still. Now Luke's getting a little too aggressive here. And will go down as well. So Mimile getting a little cheeky and getting punished for it. DO 217 coming in. Taking a nice bomb loadout, 4 HE bombs. Does get those bombs off. It's taking a whole lot of AA fire to do it. Ju-87 found the Churchill over here. That is now dead. Focke-Wulf coming for a nice strafe here on these infantry. Still 12-12. Hippo down a fair number of flags. Ju-87 looking for the Crusader AA. He's going right for it. I love it. What a ballsy play, and it plays off, killing that Crusader AA. What a kill there. But now there's a 94mm in, so that will really shut down the skies in this position. The Panther did go down to the 17-pounder. Not sure where its carcass is, but we don't see it out and about anymore. Commandant in a dangerous position. The artillery counter-battering the mortars. And could lose that. That would be really nasty. His veterancy is helping him a lot. With Panzerverband kind of lacking in the infantry department and with relying on heavy tanks, you really need to get some veterancy. Typhoon 1B in, getting a nice rocket strike off, but does not kill that Tiger. It is damaged, though. Typhoon almost got in the back of the Ju-87, but that gets away. Pioneer finally recaptures his flag up north from Mimile. But the Stuart will force it off again. Hippo holding on to that 12-12, but he needs more to get back the flag, the tickets he's lost so far from that early A phase push out of Mimile. And again, it's just so tough for him to get flags. Remember, this one here was originally red. Easy to forget because it's so close. Panzergun's going down. I mean, Hippo's only real options are this northern flag, of course, which he definitely needs to get back. This flag here that he's pushed for several times. And that's kind of it. This flag you can push at the beginning of the game, but not really later. And, of course, the center flag here, I guess he could definitely go for as well. 17-pounder finds that Tiger. Tiger not in any place to run, so it looks like that's going to go down. 2 misses there for Hippo. Oof. 3 misses out of the 17-pounder. I was kind of assuming the third shot was like a definite. 4th shot apparently is. Currently 12-12 again. Pack 40 finding some targets on the hill. Cromwell 6 though is a dangerous target for the Pack 40 though. See which one wins out. Pack misses twice. Cromwell does basically miss. Pack 40 does get a penetration. Cromwell 6 fires off a round. Pack 40 fires as well. Pack is down. Cromwell is down. Nice trade there. I mean, it's actually better for Hippo. There's only 3 Pack 40s and there's, what, 9 Cromwell 2KHE units, so. Another artillery piece in the 182. Let's check out this bag boy. Boom, big boy. Fire. Do it now. Why won't you fire? It's gonna take forever. I wanted to see the big booms. But 12-12, Mimile gets to basically just play defensive. Ooh, what's going on here? Cromwell 8 HE unit moving in. SDK of Z caught out. Oh, gets fallen back. Cromwell being pushed through. So really heads up play by Hippo. Gets a surrender. He's going. He's looking for it. This would be huge. Panzerverband does not have a ton of AA, and the SDK of Zs are really key. And down it goes. He's only got 4 of those, and now that's gone. Nice little bubble being created here. JU-87, though, hunting around, looking for it. Still anyone's game at this point. Mimile back to a 13-11, though. Recon coming in to keep an eyeball on that Cromwell 8. Now the JU-87 will come in to finish it off. And down that Cromwell 8 goes. 94 mil though, trying to get on target on those air pieces. AR taking all the flak, literally. Typhoon gets its shot off at the Panther G here. Takes some damage. JU-87 going in for the Stuart, and it's finally down. Mimile now on a 14-10. Things only getting worse for Hippo here. With that nice play. Mimile did lose a Tiger here. Artillery kills off the Panzer IV. Nice little incidental kill there. Firefly still lurking around. Panther G. Looks like it was going for the Firefly, but that got out of range. Urkading dying in the transport. That's rough. Definitely doesn't want to lose those. It's one of his best units. Typhoon tried to get past the Flak 36 this time, able to stop it. Artillery shell landing right on that Tiger there. Cromwell 7 pushing through, though, capturing this flag again. Still 13-11 for Hippo, though, because he recaptured the northern flag. There's a Cromwell 5 in, though. Cromwell 7 taking a penetration from the Tiger. It can't stand up to that. Does bounce it, though, just as I say. My goodness, why do I say anything? Everything I say is the opposite. It makes me look like I don't know what I'm talking about. I swear I have an okay idea of what I'm talking about. Cromwell 7 does go down to that Tiger. Fusilier blob moving in. Hippo finally making a push for this center area. Hippo really should consider calling in his units with orders pre-done. Oh, look, he's doing it here, so he definitely knows how to do it. Ooh, leader just gets away from that 17-pounder. We do see a 94 mil coming in to hunt for these tanks, and it will do a very good job of that. With 190 millimeters of penetration, 9 damage, and 12 rounds a minute. It's basically as deadly as the Rashidze is. It's deadlier for all intents and purposes with its fire rate and higher penetration. Here we go. Lands the first hit, but bounces. Kind of surprising, actually. Does not bounce the second, though. Down goes the Panther G. Another heavy tank dead. Fusilier's trying to push across. Cromwell 5 up against the Tiger. Not a good matchup. Tiger has not spotted the Cromwell 5 though yet. One Fusilier unloaded. Focke-Wulf A8 in. Big strafe on the Fusilier. 40 mil can't hold off all of this air. DO-217 was going for the Beauforts but gets pinned down too quickly. Tiger also died down south in the 94 mil. Oof. Mimile losing a lot of heavy armor. Hippo finally on a 1311. DO-217 almost goes down. We have a JU-87 in, probably searching for some of these Cromwells. Southern line still quite strong for Mimile. There's still a lot to work through here for Hippo. But the FFO Fusilier spam continues. They're just piling in. Still anyone's game. Both players quite close in tickets. Hippo lost his 1311. Panzerverband's far superior to Fusiliers at range. These guys are okay at close range. At CQC, actually, for a line infantry, they're pretty solid with their automatic rifle. Panzerverband going down south here. Artillery, we now have 4 pieces of already in. They are firing. I don't feel like they've had a great effect yet. Mimile, though, making sure he's got plenty of veterancy on his units. Wants them to be high quality for what he's got. Cromwell 5 goes down to the Tiger. SDK is at 7-1 now in up north. I mean, the only Air Force we've seen is the Typhoon, basically. Spitfire's already dead. And there are no more. The only thing in here is Typhoon rockets and Typhoon AT rockets. AT rocket down south getting off from the T-3045. It does survive, though. Tiger E in the road up north, looking to cut off that reinforcement route. Cromwell 8 moving in. Another 17-pounder looking to kill off that Tiger ASAP. Mimile's still on a 1311. And the southern line getting broken down here. There's not actually a ton left. And the Werframen goes down to the Cromwell 7. Ouch. Nice kill there for Hippo. Like, really good. Cromwell 7 running into that T-3045, though. Takes a penetration immediately. Aiming back up in the T-3045. It doesn't really have any chance of penning. And it goes down. Did get the Werframen, though, and that was the prize back there for sure. 17-pounder unloaded in the road. Tiger E still chilling out in the open. Kills off the Cromwell 8, though. But the 17-pounder opened up, get immediate penetration. Tiger trying to get out in time. 17-pounder gets another shot off and does actually land the hit and kill. Hippo with a stroke of luck. Landing 2 shots in a row with a 17-pounder. Not super common. Typhoon finishes off the T-3045, so another tank down for Mimile. Mimile actually losing a lot of heavy armor. I'd actually say I feel like Hippo's trading better than Mimile is. Mimile's just on the better side of the map. And it does matter. There will be some people who argue you just got to be good enough to win on both sides. And while that's fine and dandy, when you're at these super high top levels, or even if you're at like you have 2 really not great players playing, the map matters. Like, there's no getting around it. It's a huge thing. The game is asymmetrical, which means that, you know, not all things are equal. And the maps are one of those things that are definitely not equal. You have your division matchup, you have the division you're playing, and, you know, you can't control your division matchup and you can't control your map matchup when you're in quick play and stuff. Now, these players chose this map, but you can't beat the RNG of being on the bad side of it. Although someone picked it risking being on the bad side, so. Although this definitely feels more like Mimile probably picked this map for the chance to use Panzerverband. There's not many other maps this division's actually good on. And I wouldn't say it's phenomenal on this map either. It's just not terrible on it. Already coming down on those infantry. It sounds like something's getting penned. Panther G getting penned by the 94 mil. Goes down, another heavy tank dead. Mimile is kind of throwing away heavy tanks. And it hasn't even mattered. Ju-87 coming in for that Cromwell 7. It's going to get its prey. Mimile actually looking pretty thin overall. Especially compared to the many, many units of Hippo. Might be time for Hippo to start getting aggressive in the center here. He saw that he killed off the Panthers and the Tigers. So there's really no other 2K assets. He could be pushing forward with these Cromwell 6s and Fireflies. He's got 2 Fireflies, could go for 3 Fireflies. He could be pushing forward here. He's got the 94. He could really be blocking this out, recapturing this flag here. Maybe even start making a play for this hill and swinging down to cut off the reinforcements to his southern side. Up north, though, Pioneer SVT surrendering 2 units. Ouch. FFO Fusiliers just moving forward. T-30-45 and the Tiger both dead. Another Tiger coming in. Typhoon coming in now. Looking to get around the Flak 36 in the center of the map and then go for the kill in the Werframen of all things. Not sure how he even sees that. There is the SDK Z71 up north, and that's going to stop that whole plan. Werframen strike on the 94. '94 does go down. There was I think a Cromwell pushing there. Yep, there it is. That just got killed by the Panzergren. Hippo finally recapturing his center flag here. The southern flank of Mimile finally broken down by Hippo. Up north, Ju-87 coming in again with its AR recon escort. Uh-oh. There's some fat, juicy targets here. 1 Cromwell 5 down, 2 Cromwell 5s down. This is why Ju-87's G2s are some of the best AT planes in the game. The ability to multi-kill units quite quickly and easily. Double 217 coming in, but the 94 mils are just so strong. Completely blocks out that full strike of the Air Force. DO-217 actually goes down there to the Crusader AA Beaufort combo. Artillery continue to blast. Now looking for the Werframen. Mimile has not used it. Big micro mistake there. Hippo completely pushed out of this northern flag, though, despite the fact he's finally making some progress down south. Pack 40, though, finding his recon Cromwell. It's just pushing through. Hippo seems to love these aggressive, like, just drive-throughs. Commandant would be spotted for a moment and now is hidden again. Cromwell just driving by, forcing the Pack 40 to keep moving and re-aiming. And it's now out of line of sight. Not sure where that Cromwell plans to go from here. There's not really anywhere to hide. I mean, here would be my guess, but he's not going there. Firefly getting too close and taking a penetration from the Pack 40. That was a bad loss by Hippo. No reason for that. He has 2K range. He can sit outside of that Pack 40's range and finish it off. Another aggressive push here by this Cromwell goes down to the T-30-45. Panther G now in up north kills off another Cromwell 5. Tiger E down here did... Oh, no, it's right there. It's not that. I was going to say, I don't remember seeing it die. Seen a lot of heavy tanks die, but that's not That was not one of them. SDKFZ 7-1 dying to artillery barrage there. Kind of surprised. Again, Mimile making a lot of micro mistakes here. Not like him. Leaving artillery and AA in places that it's fired is not very good. Cromwell being caught out by the Pack 40. Hippo giving Mimile a chance to get back into this by kind of throwing away some tanks here to this Pack 40. Typhoon can't get past the Flak 36. AR goes down to the, well, combo of many, many AA pieces. Oh my goodness. Quite the train of Fusiliers coming in here. Mile's still on the 1410, and chances of Hypokrass getting there dwindling rapidly. On a normal map, I'd say maybe, but on this map, Mimile now capturing another flag. Another Zanista, and I can't believe he has any of these left. Really was sitting on those. Pack 40's still alive. Yeah, you needed to move this Cromwell in a long time ago. Alpha Strike coming in from the Air Force again, but most of it getting forced off here. Yep. A lot of the Fusiliers getting unloaded by this Tiger that was still alive and is just kind of tearing through infantry. Now it's going after the Cromwell 8, though, so some of these are actually getting through. Ju-87 gets blocked off. DO-217 almost goes down to the Crusader. That should get away. No, it goes down. Big kill there. Caster Curse strikes again. Fusiliers heading in. Need to unload. No, if he just unloaded, he could throw a grenade at this half-track. He went too far, though. Typhoon kills the Tiger E. Another heavy tank down. Another Tiger E in. Fusiliers are driving too far. They're letting that SDKFZ stay alive and continue to supply fire support. 17-pounder again deployed. Panther G has nowhere to go, and at this range, the 17-pounder is going to pen pretty consistently if it can actually land a hit. Which it has struggled to do this game. There's a penetration. Misses. Oh, my goodness gracious. Poor Hippo. I know I would be seething at the mouth. Panther G does go down. Another heavy tank dead. And I have to say that the feeling is that Hippo is pretty severely out-traded Mimile. He's killed a lot of big cats. A lot. 7, 8, 9 of them at least. Typhoon in for the T-3485. Dead as well. Not a big cat, but a heavy tank in this matchup for sure. And I'm not really seeing a way for Hippo to get back into this one. Only 4 minutes left, and he's behind on top of everything else. And even if he wasn't behind, I'd still have doubts. Typhoon coming in for that Tiger E. No AA to defend it. Let's get the strike off. That was some okay damage. Yeah, Hippo waited way too long to move all of these units. He's got so much stuff on this hill. He could have really alpha striked a lot sooner. Because he's making progress. It's just late. It's just late. More blobs of units coming in. And the thing for Mimile is, because of the map, he doesn't have to play aggressively. He just needs to hold on very, very easily on this map. Like, you can give him a lot of ground and still be in a very comfortable spot. Panda 2 Luke's tearing through some Fusiliers. Panzer Truck trying to get in to kill some of this light armor. Cromwell 7's coming in now, though. They should do just fine. Pile of Stugs coming. A swarm of Stugs. There we go. Swarm of Stugs. Up north, more Fusiliers coming in. Another Zanista. Wow, I can't believe it's like he still has those left. Finally gets his 1311 again, but back to a 1212 immediately. Another Pack 40. He only had 3 of those, so Mimile was extremely picky about when to call those in. Selective. There we go. Selective. Wow, yeah, this took too long for Hippo to do this. He had a pretty overwhelming, and I know we have God Vision, we know that, but like he had a lot of troops just sitting there for a long time that would have overwhelmed most forces on their own. And he just like didn't use them. Crusader A is going to run into that Pack 40 first. Let's see what it can do. Should actually do okay. Yeah, as long as it didn't have 1 pen already, and it didn't, and it easily, you know, solos that freaking Pack 40. Cromwell 7 is going to get wrecked by that the swarm of Stugs. No, it's getting away. No, backed up the wrong way, and now it's going to die. Fakwa going down as well. I mean, Hippo's trading so well, but he just can't get the flags. Took him too long to make this strike. And Mimile is going to take game 2 and move on to a battle against me in the next round of the Kingdom of Steel tournament. So make sure to look forward to that one because it's going to be rough. It's going to be really rough. I have not played it yet, but oh, I have no confidence. But who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Mimile might get overconfident. I'm going to play the best divisions I got. Maybe he'll play some fluff divisions thinking that he'll just own me like he usually does. Who knows? May give me a fighting chance here. Hippo putting up a good fight in this second game against Mimile, but Mimile, one of the strongest players in the game right now. Just too hard to beat. 50 minutes is past there. Players haven't noticed, I guess, that they've passed the 50-minute mark. Hippo finally momentarily achieving his coveted 15-9, but cannot do it in time. And that's the match there for Mimile. This will end momentarily here. Yeah, I just think Hippo took too long. I do think he outtraded Mimile by a fair bit, honestly. We'll see here when we get to the killed death screen. Yeah, I just don't think... I think the map killed him, of course, and he did not make his push early enough. Yeah, 6,375 to 5,235, a 1,000-point difference. Hypokrass definitely outtrading Mimile pretty severely, actually, but just couldn't, you know, couldn't do it. And it's unfortunate. But hey, it happens. If you guys enjoyed that, hit that like button, subscribe, and consider supporting over on Patreon. Thanks a bunch, and have a fantastic day.